Welcome back to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. Push the like button if you like what you see and hear, and I'll thank you for that. The last couple of weeks there's been this picture behind me over my left shoulder of that Pinto wagon, and I know it's kind of been in the last 2 or 3 videos. I just want to explain what that is, make it a little clearer. That was my son's car. He bought that when he was 12 years old. It's a 1978. That's when he was born, 1978. He passed away here a year and a half ago at 45. So do the math. That'll tell you how long he had it. When he got the car, it was black on the bottom, silver, and then it had the orange and lavender and yellow stripes. They got about the same pattern. It's what's on there. Across the hood, down the doors, and up around that porthole window in the back. The car was a V6 automatic when he got it. Something I took in trade when I had my dealership. And so, being that he was 12, we were going to make it. We were actually making a deal that he was going to repair cars, sell them for what he could get out of them, and then put that money into the next one and keep working until he was 16. We figured he had a pretty good car by then. Well, this was the third car that he got, and he got stuck on it. He kind of liked it. So it was a V6 automatic. Didn't run real well. Turns out the camshaft was bad. So we replaced the cam. Kind of labor intensive because on that little engine you had to pull the heads to get the lifters out so that you could get the cam out from under them. In any case, we got it in there, got it running good. And a couple weeks later, the cam unscrewed. Just like that popping dough, fresh cookie dough stuff. When you hit it on the counter, it just unscrewed like that cardboard container they got. And didn't really hurt anything, just didn't run. So when we went back to the manufacturer of the cam, got both the parts and the labor out of them. I think probably because the kid was only 16 years old at the time, that might have helped, get that extra money. They usually don't pay for labor. Anyway, he took that money and he bought a warmed over 302 from a friend of his that neither one of them really knew what was done to the engine. They just knew that it had some work done on it. It was a little bit more high performance than stock. He put it in that car. He got the motor mounts, the exhaust manifolds, all that kind of stuff. Maybe even a transmission. I'm not sure if the same transmission fit the V6 or the 302. But anyway, he put that 302 in there. If you know anything about these cars, you know that under the hood of a Pinto is the same thing as under the hood of a Mustang 2, which came with 302s from the factory. So he put it in there and made it look real nice. The inner fender wells were painted nice and black, glossy black, and it fit in there just absolutely perfect. And one day I was out working. He called me up and he said, "Hey, I'm beating all these 350 Malibus over here at the drag strip." That's a nostalgic drag strip, just a little ways from our house where he is. And I saw how the hell you are. Well, the next time they ran them, I went over and sure enough, that car was running. He was beating all those other cars in the class, and which is kind of a feat because it's only one wheel peel, as he called it, and no posi. You can see there he's cleaning up the tire to make it run. But so it was now my grandson has the car, and just sits up in front of my house here, and he's dragged it a couple times himself. Anyway, that's the story on that. Now let's get to what I'm here for tonight, and that's a Jimmy Flintstone resin conversion 49 Mercury chop top. I was calling it a Carson top, but I don't think I can do that if it's not vinyl or canvas top. So it's just a chop top Mercury, and hang on there a second, and we'll go over the car. Okay, as you see, it is a chop top. I have done this kit before and put a canvas top on it. Had some real fine cloth that my wife had around, and put a canvas top on it, and that came out pretty neat. But this car I didn't. I kind of like the color that I got on it. Excuse me. This color, now that I've mentioned it, I was looking for a purple color, and in some paint that I've had laying around the house here for a while, I picked up at a sale. There was a boysenberry in there. My wife said, "Well, boysenberry is purple." I opened up the can, and it was not. It was a very blue, medium blue pearl color, and not really what I wanted on this car. the white I already had on it, and that's got a pearl in it, which might not show up so well on this camera. But I took some red that was in my shop, just straight red, and put probably 10 or 12 drops into that blue paint. And I came up with this. And it's amazing that just that little bit of red took that from a bright blue to this. You might be able to see it's kind of a color shift as it goes around. In the natural light, it shows some blue quite often when you're walking around the car, when you're moving the car just right. And I'm going to try that in a second and see if we can get it to show up on this camera. I guess not so much. You might be able to see a little bit of blue right around the light there. In the trunk lid, there's a little bit of blue. But in the natural light, the blue really stands out on it and gives it a very nice color. Excuse me again. Now, as far as the kit goes, it's just a resin body that you buy, and I believe it's Jimmy Flintstone. Comes with the trim molded in. I had to chrome foil it, of course, for the Buick side trim. The splash pan and the grill, that's all part of the car when you get it. The chop top, it had the layout for the chrome molding around here. Taillights are built in. I put Molotov chrome in there and then painted them with a clear red to get the taillights in. The steel wheels and caps come with the Mercury kit. The grill comes with the Mercury kit. The headlights are Frenched into this body. It comes Frenched in, but the lights came out of the kit. What else? I already mentioned the side trim. The tailpipes I put on. I think when we flip it over in a second, it's probably only got single exhaust, and I went and put 2 tips on it. But I guess that's our what do you want to call it? Whatever. It's what we can do as model builders. We can fake things if we want. The interior is lavender, and I had to trim a little bit of the top edge of the interior off around the door tops and that, because I think the body was molded kind of fat on the inside. It was pretty thick, and that body from the Mercury kit wouldn't fit up in there just right. So I had to cut that down a little bit to get it in. Painted it lavender, like I said. I don't know if we can see it. We'll try. The steering wheel's got the kit that came. Got the steering wheel that came with the kit. It's got a flat top on it, and it looks like a pleated vinyl steering wheel. That came with the Mercury kit. Actually, I don't think anything except these tailpipes did not come out of the Mercury kit or the Jimmy Flintstone body. The hood's got these little lines, and I've seen some Mercuries with scoops there. Not just the line, but they've had a scoop built into it. This particular one did not have that. I built it as a tail dragger. A little higher in the front, very low in the back. And actually, that ride height in the back and the front both came with the Mercury kit. They were adjustable, how you wanted to build it. Now I'm going to pick it up and see what the bottom looks like. I want to show you something there. Now, the body, when it was built, wasn't long enough for the Mercury chassis. So right here, this part of the frame, I had to cut a piece out of it and slide this back into here. Now you can see right here, these pieces slid right in there nice. This piece slid up to here, that slid up to there, real nice. Almost like it was built to do it. But you have to know that before you start, because the wheelbase on the Mercury is, maybe out about this much longer. So I had to cut that down to get it to fit. And I was wrong. It does have dual exhaust all the way. But that was one of the things that I knew about from doing other ones, so it was no big deal. But it would be for somebody that didn't know. They'd get the car all done and try to put it together. Then they got it. Then they're in a mess. Probably the biggest challenge for me was getting that interior to fit. I don't think the last ones were that tough. Had to make the glass, which is just a I don't know what you call it. It's a plastic, like if you buy a salad at the store, it comes in that clear plastic thing. That's what the glass is. Taillights, Molotov chrome, clear red. that's about it on the car, really. Yeah, pretty much covered it all. It's fun, and it's a good looking car. It'll go nice in my display case. I put it in the case with the Autorama, the indoor car show, and we'll get to that in just a second. In the meantime, I want to remind you that Sunday, the name of my channel is changing to Black Hat Model Cars, and that's starting on Indianapolis Sunday, later in the evening, like mine come on 8 o'clock at night. So just keep that in mind. It's Indy 500 Sunday, Indy 500 Sunday, May 24th. And I'll have another announcement that's not ground shaking and earth shattering or anything like that, but I got an announcement I want to make at the same time, and get the new name started off with a bang, if you will. So let's put this guy in the display case where he belongs, and show you where he sits. Okay, this is my display case, and it's the Autorama diorama that I have in my case. I have 6 different ones. If you've seen my videos in the past, you've seen all the different dioramas that I've got. This is the one right here, the area for custom cars. I've only got a couple right now. I don't know what I have, maybe 10 or 15 planned to put in there. But I put it right next to my Corvanti. If you look at it, you can see that it's an Avanti, but I grafted a 63 split window coupe top on it. I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks ago I had that in one of my videos, and we'll go over it a little bit closer. But those are the only 2 customs I have right now. And it's sitting right next to that fountain. In the background is you can see the tail end of that Pontiac that I put in last week's video. And on the other side of the walkway is the street rods. And then down on this end are the custom show rods type of things with the turntable. So that's all I got for tonight. Enjoy it, have fun, and thank you very much, and I'll see you next week.